Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview. Southampton versus Everton at St Mary's Park. I've got a great record, have we, down at St Mary's? But to be fair, have we got a great record anyway?
No.
Have we got one down there?
No, we haven't. Had a couple of wins, haven't we? But
The last time we won was obviously the 3-0 victory.
superb.
Roberto
16.
Martinez.
Oh, Roberto.
That was a fantastic win, that wasn't it? In that boss
He was superb.
Oh,
We better. Oh,
that was boss, that kid.
can we get away with wearing our white kit on Saturday?
No. It'll be all black, won't it? No, it'll be blue. What are you talking about? It'll be blue.
I know, but I'm just thinking when we wear the white.
I know. I don't want to spoil it. But just before you say anything, this video is sponsored by One Football. One Football app makes it easy to keep up to date with transfer news, scores and stats in one place. To download the One Football app, click the link in the description. So, I mean, it's away games again have not been great for us this season, and again everything seems to all be for us. I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but it always seems to be about timing, doesn't it? With us, like, you know, few weeks back or whatever, you're looking at this game, oh, fancy it. Then they get a new manager. It's like the next one is Huddersfield, who just changed their manager, and suddenly though, but when you get that, you suddenly go, oh, it suddenly seems to feel as a fan slightly harder. But I think in real terms, this game will be harder because their new manager, Ralph Hassel, seems to be doing something right. I think in the last few, I think in the last 6 games they've drawn 2, lost 2 and won 2. So, and before that they'd only won 2 previous to that. So he seems to be getting an energy from them. He seems to be getting them to be putting the graft in. You know, they went to Leicester last week, and even though they were down to 10 men, they come away with a 2-1 win. And for the Premier League, sometimes that's all you need. If you've got a few decent players and everyone works hard, it's generally enough to see you all right, isn't it?
He's a very good coach. He proved that at Leipzig. He's gone in there and they've got some good players and he's worked hard with them, but you got to look at, it'd have been a difficult game anyway because Mark Hughes hates us and we hate him, so it's always a niggly.
And do you know what, we struggle on the south coast.
We do.
We struggle. It's I don't know why, but we seem to.
Do you think it's in Europe? We just panic because it's that far away. It's the only time I've been to St Mary's we won, so that was alright. Steve Watson, many moons ago. But it's a game now. It's a game that we should be looking at to win. Let's be honest. What are these, 17th or something, 16th? They are, aren't they? 16th, yeah. And if we're realistically, you know, trying to go in the direction we all think we're going in, or want to go in, or hope to go in, these are the games we've got to try and win. It's not going to be easy, of course. It's not. And they are working harder. You know, they've got dangerous players up front. Danny Ings always scores against us, always. Charlie Austin always scores against us, and they've got Shane Long back in the side, so they've got players who are a real threat. But the game that you're talking about, when we beat them 3-0, they had some great players that day, and we went there, and it's again, you say it all the time, it's first goal, isn't it? Well, a lot of time in the Premier League. I remember us going there 2 years ago and conceding after 40 seconds and losing 1-0 in one of the grimmest live games ever. So, you know, and last year, we owed them big time actually for last year. You know, we went there, Keane was off his head on tablets, as he said. Didn't know where he was. Baines got injured. Ashley Williams was playing with Martina, which is bad enough. Well, actually Martina wasn't, but Ashley Williams was. And we got battered 4-1, and rightly so, they destroyed us that day. But it's about us bouncing back, it's about us trying to sustain something. We won the last couple of games, you know, after losing to Leicester on New Year's Day. We won, you know, we've got to try and string back-to-back Premier League victories together. We proved in September, October, when we did that, we climbed the league very quickly, and everyone was confident, you know, and it took a horrible Jordan Pickford error at Anfield to kind of derail what was a good run of games, and we played well. We went to Chelsea and drew, and we were winning our own games, and everyone was confident then, and we haven't quite lived up to that since. But Sunday against another South Coast team, we fought a gritty 2-0 win. We had to dig in. It was a tough game, and we come away with a win and a clean sheet. And if that doesn't boost you, nothing will really.
Yeah, you've got to, as you said then, 3 points in this game, going into the Millwall, that'll be 3 wins in a row if we did win, then going into the Millwall game, and then going into the Huddersfield game, 2 games that we're capable of winning. But these are the games we've got to start winning now, because at the end of the day, we've got winnable away fixtures, and we're going to have to take points from them. We've got we've got 5 of the top 6 at home, and these away, something's going to have to change for the away games. We've won 2 away games this season, Leicester and Burnley, and we've got to start picking up points, because at the end of the day, if you even want to think about, we said this earlier, if you want to finish 6th, you've got to be able to go away. You've got to be able to win 6, 7, 8 away games easily, if that's what you want to do. So these are the games that we've got to be going to there, and it's, I know Southampton are going to come out and they're going to be a much tougher proposition, and they're going to be organised, and there does seem to be a genuine energy about them. They're running for each other, they're doing all the hard work. I know, but that's the thing, isn't it? You're looking at going, that's great saying that, but if Everton want to be a decent side, and even talking about the top side, if they want to be a decent side, you've got to be able to go to a ground like that and do what Bournemouth did to us last week, first half, is take the game to them, and hopefully you continue that. And we haven't done that enough at Bournemouth. At Brighton, we went there, and first half we were the better team, and we pushed them back, and really we should have been winning. And in the second half we just come out with nothing about us at all. We were just absolutely limp second half, and Brighton got a lucky deflection, and we're nothing after that, nothing at all to come back at them. And I just hope this week that we've got something about us, something to just some energy, that energy that we saw second half against Bournemouth, because if we don't have it, we'll get beat, I think, because I think they've got enough players who will run. You just said Danny Ings always scores about it against us. Shane Long will run all day, whether you think he's a good player or not, he'll run all day, and if we don't match that energy, we're not good enough to just turn up and go. We've seen that loads of times. Yeah. We're not good enough to just turn up and go, oh, we're just going to do whatever. We're just nowhere near, and that's why we're 10th in the league. But I think games that we turn up and go, well, you know what, today we're going to match your energy, and if we do that, then there's more chance we'll win this game of football, and that's what we've got to see. I want to see more performances like the second half against Bournemouth, where it's alright, the football mightn't be brilliant, but you dig in and you work hard for each other, and you work on second balls if you're not winning the first one, and you don't make it easy for the opposition. And if the teams that we're going away against, that kind of football is going to win us the 3 points more times than.
I think you're right. You're absolutely right. It's about digging in. It's about keeping it tight. I think the Brighton game I tend to look at in isolation, nearly the Brighton and Leicester game, because I just think we were knackered. We were literally. I know it's not an excuse for Dave here as well, but I just think we were knackered, and we looked leggy in both games. Brighton second half. If Everton would have scored, Everton would have won 1-0. I think that day it was just that kind of game. Yeah. Same at Leicester. If we'd have scored, we'd have beat them 1-0. We were leggy, but we looked a bit refreshed against Bournemouth in the second half. First half, we were slow, and I think when we went to, I look at this similar to when we went to Burnley, that kind of game. You know what the opposition you're playing are going to be right up for it. Burnley were up for it that day, but we just knocked it out of them, and that's what we have to do here. We have to go to Southampton. We have to try and get ourselves in front, and then have an element of control in the game. We have to defend properly. And the midfield have to not be sloppy in possession. That's a big thing. And I think it'll be key how he sets us up this weekend. Does he go with Richarlison through the middle of the game?
Does he go 3 at the back?
Does he go 3 at the back? Does he bring Dom into it? I mean, it's about looking at that front three and going, do you want it? You don't want to take Lookman out because he played really well. So what's the point? Bernard, I don't think you can take out because he offers us that little bit of thing. And then Richarlison, you're going to take your 9-goal striker out for it. But having someone like Dominic Calvert-Lewin coming on with 25 minutes left, half an hour, he's a real danger. So I just feel we have to just stay in this game.
I think what you said about the Brighton game is right, because up till the Brighton game, I actually felt like every away game we played, we were in the game. You know, whether we'd only lost at that point to the likes of City and Liverpool and Man United and Arsenal. I know the top sides, aren't they? But every game I felt like we were in, and it was only the Brighton game that first half really we should have been winning, and
yet second half we hit the woodwork twice.
We did, but without there was no there was no control second half.
We were terrible.
That was really the first game, and I felt like there was we just had nothing about us. But every other game you looked at them and went, we've got something going for us today. It's just been something or other. Do you know what I mean? And so I just want to see players dig in. But what I will say is we can't open the game up like we opened it up at Goodison on Saturday, Sunday, where we're just dead easy to play against, because I think that's the difference when you're playing home and away. When you're playing at home, you can get away with that, but I think when you're playing away, you don't tend to get away with those kind of openings. You really don't. Something will drop and they'll take it, because the crowd will egg them on, and you'll always drop a little bit deeper. So I think we've just got to go there, and that's why maybe he'll play three at the back. Maybe he'll say, but then who do you take out of midfield? You know, do you take, because he's not going to want to leave that midfield too open. You know, do you take?
He's not going to take Garner.
No, he's not going to take Garner. But then it's up between Sigurdsson and Gomez. So it's going to be interesting from that point of view. But I think we've got to go down there with the right attitude, because, as I say, with this game and with the Huddersfield game, these are real opportunities to pick up points and that area is so congested now. You know, in the middle of the table. You know, we're 10th at the moment, and you go, well, you know what? With a win, we could be 7th. But then you look at it and go, well, if we don't win, we could be 13th or whatever it is. So it's so congested, and the difference of being 7th and being 13th, and even though it might only be 2 or 3 points or something, it's psychologically, and as a fan you start feeling. And also, if we win, then you go, oh, it's the start of a new run, 3 wins in a row. Whereas you lose, you look at it and go, we've only won 2 Premier League games since the end of November, and it's like, winning and a defeat.
Whatever way you spin it.
It is. We've got to start another run. We've got to start picking up results, whether it's a draw, and then hope that we go to Huddersfield in the league, or obviously Millwall first, get a win, get a win.
It is. You're right. It's a run, and whether that run is win, draw, whatever, that's how it has to be. We can't afford to lose the game. Losing the games, I know it's a point, but between a draw and a defeat, but losing the game just starts it off again, and that just, to me, it's ridiculous. Like, so we've got to start going to these places and not getting beat first and foremost. We've got enough to hurt them. Don't worry about that. There's enough to beat them 3-0 comfortably. But then they've got enough to beat us if we're below. We've
played them twice already this season. The first game at home we win 2-1, but you've seen our frailties in that game from the set pieces. The second game, obviously, in the League Cup, much changed side, and really technically I suppose it's a draw and they've won on penalties. So you can't really take too much out of that. But so they have both been close games though this season.
And I can't the back end of last season. Well, the last home game 1-1 with them last season. So they're a competitive side, and he will be. Tight ground, new manager bounce and all of that. But teams like West Ham have gone there and won recently, and because they've taken the chances when they come along, and that's what you have to do. We might, Everton have been very good at having around, I think we're averaging about 14 attempts a game, 13-14 attempts a game. But the problem Everton have had is it's like 2 on target and 3 on target. If Everton can carve 14 chances out on Saturday and have hit the target with 50% of them, we'll win the game. Because we'll score 3 goals or something, and that'll probably win you the game. Well, it should win you the game anywhere, away from home. You score more than 2, you should be winning the game. More than 1, you should be winning the game. But we're going to have to defend properly, and that's something we haven't been doing great of late. But again, it's taking the chance when it comes along. It's the first goal, as in with so many Premier League games. You get the first goal, you build, your confidence comes. Don't forget, we'll be watching an Everton side this weekend that has won its last 2 games. So the confidence should be up a little bit. They've got that Premier League win, that Goodison again. they've had they've had a clean sheet, the keeper's had a clean sheet. It's like, come on, that's what we're fighting for.
Yeah.
Can we do it again? Can we go to Southampton and get a clean sheet? And then you hope if that's the case, that when you get an opportunity, someone comes up big for you, like Richarlison or Bernard or Lookman or Sigurdsson or whatever. He scored a worldie there for us last year. So as much as it's a tough game, and they'll be a tough opposition, it's a game that I think we've got to go and win the game there. We really have, because if we were to win that game at the weekend, 33 points, then you start looking up then and going, right, we are fully in this race for set. Sounds ridiculous, but at the end of the day, right, we've said it many times over the last few years, we've got to establish ourselves, so everyone else looking goes, it's the top 6 and then Everton, and then everyone else is kind of like below that. At the minute, the 6 teams all playing the same game. They're all consistently inconsistent, every one of them. Have a great win one week. It wouldn't surprise me if West Ham lose this weekend, having just beaten Arsenal last weekend, or and that's the way it is. We're all like that. So only we probably wouldn't have beaten Arsenal. So that's what it's about. It's about us going to Southampton, putting the marker down, getting the results, and going, right, we've won the last 2 Premier League games, and we're going to go to Millwall in the Cup, get that done, and then we're going to Huddersfield and we're going to turn them over big time, so that when we play Wolves at Goodison, we're ready and we'll smash. And then that, all of a sudden, you could look and go,
you make it sound so easy, Vass.
No, but that's how teams get on.
No, I know.
Listen, would anyone have said realistically when Mourinho walked out the door that United would win 7 on the spin if you include the Cup? They might have gone, they'll win a few of them. You wouldn't have said 7.
We just take one game at a time. You don't worry about what's after and what's after.
No.
We've got 3 away games now on a run, and there's no reason why we couldn't win all 3.
No.
But it has to start Saturday. It's as simple as that. It has to start Saturday, and that comes with attitude, the right formation from the manager, and as you said, taking your chances. Because
don't get me wrong, they look at it and think this is a good opportunity.
They will, yeah, of course.
Because these are 10th. They're just a middle table team.
We won 2 away games.
Exactly. So
that's the way they look at it.
David Moyes had 7 and 8 away wins some seasons with a team half the ability that this side's
got. It's not just this side, it's the
sides.
It's the sides from the last 4 years. Well, just away games.
Some facts from there. Southampton have won 4 of their last 5 home games against us, only losing the 3-0 one in 2015. Having won the reverse fixture, Everton are looking to secure the first league double over Southampton since 2001-2 season. Which, when you think that, apart from the Koeman seasons, they're a team that is like mid-table to bottom half the table. That's shocking. Everton have failed to score on 4 of their last 6 away visits to Southampton. So again, taking our chances. Southampton have won 3 of their last 6 Premier League games, as many as they had in their previous 28. God, they were shit, weren't they? 53% of Southampton's Premier League points this season have been won in their 7 games under Ralph Hasenhüttl. That's bizarre. So you've seen the upturn immediately, although he's also lost. They've had 7 games, won 3, drawn 1, lost 3. They're looking to. I'm not going to go. I hate Devil's facts, so I'm never going to put them ones in there. Everton's Theo Walcott has scored 5 goals in his last 3 appearances in all competitions against Southampton. He scored 23 goals for Southampton in 05-06 season. So Shane Long ended a run of 19 Premier League games without a goal last week.
Well, that's good. That's good.
God. Everton's Adamola Lookman has been directly involved in 7 goals in his last 6 starts in league competition. 3 goals, 4 assists. Obviously, that's including some time in Germany. But it's like I said before, we have got the players to hurt them. They look at us and think, we've got to be on it because these can punish us. We have to go there and punish them. It's about time we went to a team like Southampton and put 3 past them and beat them 3-0. Ruthless, because we were that time when under Martinez, the last time we won there, we went there that day. Rom got us the first goal and we just put them to bed. And second half we kept them, we got 2-0 up, I kept them at arm's length, and then Ross whipped one in for 3-0, and you come away thinking, what a win that is, because they were a decent side under Koeman. Now they're a struggling side. Okay, they're getting better, but they're a struggling side, so got to go there and get the win.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a difficult game at St Mary's Park. There you go. Go and get 3 points, Everton. For God's sake. We need them.
We do.
We need them. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Click the bell for alerts so you know when a video is out. And if you want more videos, come and join us over on Patreon. The link is in the description. We'll see you later.